Hello everyone, this is Heather. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today, I'm gonna share you my experience of how to use drama and movie to learn English. So a lot of people actually left in the comments down below in one of my videos asking me how do you use drama or what are the drama show that you recommend for us to learn English. So today, I'm gonna share that with you. So first and foremost, choose the movie or the drama show that you have already watched before or you're really familiar with, because A, you won't get caught up in the plot or get confused with any of the relationships between the characters, right? So it leads to the B, you can just focus on the languages and dialogues that you want to study. So not just for English though, I think for every language you should do that. Yeah, my tips for you. And the second one, use the subtitles wisely. If you're practicing your oral English, you want the subtitles to be on so you can follow along the line and read along with the characters. But if you're trying to practice your listening skill, turn your subtitles off, because otherwise you will think you know it when you read the subtitles, but when you turn it off or when you in reality you don't have the subtitles when people are talking, so you probably will get lost. Yeah, that's that with the subtitles. And the third one is to choose the right movie or choose the right drama show. So what do I mean by that is to choose a movie that is relatively short and avoid any movie that involves a deeper level of understanding of history or culture, as it's more than likely going to consume your thoughts and you won't be able to really focus on the languages, you know what I mean? So for drama shows, for example, focus on 1 or 2 episodes at a time, preferably one first when you started to use drama show to learn English, and then you can slowly build it up. Another thing about choosing a right movie is to choose a movie that fits your learning goals. If you want to learn more daily conversation type of English, then choose some movie that feature people's daily life. For example, Friends. I will have a list of recommendations at the end of the video, so stay tuned on that. Or if you want to learn some really technical terms, then go watch some movies that specific technical terms. For example, if you want to learn criminal justice, then watch some crime shows. If you want to learn medical terms, go watch hospital-based shows like Grey's Anatomy and Night Shifts, those kind of movies or shows. So yeah, choose the right movie is really important. And the fourth step is to break it up. What do I mean by that? Okay, first, do not try to finish one show or one movie with one breath. That is so hard and kind of like impossible when you're trying to learn English, when you're trying to learn that language. Try to break it up instead. If you're new to the game, then try to practice 5 minutes at a time or even shorter based on your ability, and then slowly build it up and slowly kind of elongate how many minutes do you want to focus on. Always make sure that you're 100% okay with the line that you're practicing with. Then you can move on to the next. What I mean by okay is that you can say that line fluently and you can pronounce each word accurately, and also you can grasp the meaning of the line. By breaking up the movie or the show, gradually you probably just can read along the line without pausing for a good amount of time. But no matter how good you are, always pause when you're having trouble pronouncing or understanding a word. That's what I usually do. And take notes if necessary. Use Quizlet. If you watched my last video where I talk about my favorite learning tools, Quizlet is one of them. And so use Quizlet or use your notebook or use whatever you like, but I highly suggest using Quizlet. So basically just don't let the chance to learn slip away. It's always going to be some chance for you to improve your English. It's better to accumulate a lot of things little by little than trying to absorb so much of it at once, right? And the fifth step is to listen and repeat. Always listen carefully to what the person is saying. Repeat the same line for several times if you feel like it is necessary. So what I would do is I will let the line run for once, and then during that time listen carefully to the tone of the voice and the pronunciation. And the second time, I will read along with it without making any extra sound. And the third time, I will read out loud the lines with the movie playing. Each process may cost you differently from what I need, but just keep trying to find the best way for you. You know, it's always about you. It's just how to find the best way to learn for your taste. Yeah, and the 6 steps, I know I could have done this, but I like to do it. This is my identity of being Chinese, you know. The 6th step is to focus on moving from one country. If you're practicing American English, then watch American movies. If you're trying to learn British accent, then go for British movies. Do not try to mix and match because it will really mess up your accent and get yourself so confused, especially if you're a beginner at this game. Like for example, I used to mix and match when I first practiced my English. Then my accent was literally like a mix of British, American, and my Chinese dialect, according to my oral English teacher at the time. Especially for American and British English, some word choices are really different. So I would highly suggest you just to watch movie from one country if you're trying to use those movie or shows to practice in English. But if you're just watching them for fun, then go for it. There's no limits there. The last step, a lot of people actually don't take that into consideration because they don't think that it's really important. But for me, I think it is really important. And that is to enjoy the movie or enjoy the drama show that you use for practicing your English. It is really important to watch the movie that you truly enjoy so that you won't feel like learning English is like a mandatory task, but an enjoyable pastime. It can also motivate you, right, to learn the scripts and get to know the characters a little bit better. So there you have it, my 7 steps of how to use drama and movie to learn English. And I will give you some drama movie recommendation for learning daily life English from now on. So the first one I want to recommend, which was the one that I've already mentioned in one of my previous videos, is Carrie Diaries. The Carrie Diaries is a school and the social life drama show. They have a lot of daily conversations and they do not have obvious accents. And I actually finished watching all the Carrie Diaries, but this one that I'm gonna recommend, which is the second one, I haven't really watched a lot, but I still recommend to you, which is Friends. I'm sure you've heard of this drama show some point at your life. This is a really popular and it's an old favorite for a lot of people for a good reason. So personally, I have never really watched a full season of it, but from what I have watched, the show is really close to people's actual daily life here. It is really fun to watch and you definitely can learn a lot of real life English there. So I would highly recommend you check those out. The third one I want to recommend is for those of you who want to learn some technical terms. That is Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy has a lot of medical terminologies and could be really hard to understand even for native speakers. For English practice, I only recommend this show for medical students or for those of you who want to come to America for med school. But if you're looking for a really good show, Grey's Anatomy is my die-hearted favorite. The fourth one I will recommend is Unforgettable. This is a crime show talking about how a former detective with photography memory helped the police to solve many cases. There are a lot of criminal terminologies, but also many real life ones. So it's a good combination of both of it, and I just love the plots a lot. The fifth one is my all-time favorite movie. It's The Devil Wears Prada. It's very inspirational, very classic, many daily conversations, many different topics like friendship, work, self-confidence, relationships, and self-growth. So it's a great movie combined with a lot of positive influence for your life as well. And I just love Anne Hathaway. She's my favorite. And the sixth one is also by Anne Hathaway. This is one of her newest movies, I believe. The name is called The Intern. This is about a retired man finding an opportunity to become a senior intern at an online fashion site. This movie is a comedy, so it will be really entertaining to watch. But for me, it has so many inspirational moments and lines throughout the whole movie. They don't have accents, so it will be really good for you to practice English as well. The seventh one is for those of you who really want to practice your British accent, is Me Before You. It's a romantic movie and it's from UK. All the cast speak British English. It is very heartwarming in terms of the plot. So I would highly recommend you check that out too. Really, really great to practice your British English. Another one that I want to recommend you guys is a little bit unconventional, but if you really want to get around with how actual American people live and how do they actually talk down to the earth, then I would highly suggest you to watch Liza Koshy and David Dobrik YouTube channels. They are YouTube channels that features a lot of vlogs and parodies. They also have Liza Koshy too and David Dobrik too. But I have to warn you though, they talk really, really fast, especially with all this editing. They almost have no pauses and there's no subtitles at all. A lot of jokes cannot be that easy to pick up because you have to know some of the backgrounds of American culture. But leave comments in each video if you don't understand certain part of it. You will most likely get a response for other people. If you want to practice your formal English, I won't recommend you check those out because they have a lot of grammatical errors when they're speaking, and then they have a lot of slang. They have a lot of offensive languages that you only use with your closest friends. But I will recommend you to check out 2 specific video clips from David Dobrik. There are 2 videos featuring both David Dobrik and his high school teachers. Those are more helpful, in my opinion, because those high school teachers, they make more sense than the other people featured in his video, if you know what I mean. If you watch it, you know what I mean. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this video really helps you to know what you should do when you're watching an American TV drama or American movie or a YouTube channel. A lot of people actually watch YouTube more often than movies like I do. So those are really good chances to learn English as well. And I hope these tricks and tips will really help you to improve your English. And you don't really have to watch all the movies that I recommend. Those are just my personal recommendations for you. I hope you have a great new year and I hope you have a really great school year. And thank you so much for always supporting me and leave the sweetest comments down below. I really, 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 really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.